Curcumin, more than just an anti-inflammatory compound. Many people have heard of turmeric. It has been used for centuries in cooking, traditional practices, and wellness discussions around the world. Its distinctive yellow color makes it instantly recognizable, and in recent years, it has become one of the most talked about natural health ingredients. Yet when people talk about turmeric, they are often really talking about something else. Curcumin. Curcumin is the primary active compound found within turmeric and is considered one of the main reasons turmeric attracts so much scientific and public interest. For many people, curcumin has become almost synonymous with inflammation. Mention curcumin and the conversation often quickly turns toward anti-inflammatory effects, joint health, recovery, and physical comfort. And while that is certainly an important part of the story, it may not be the most interesting part. Because when we look more closely, we discover that curcumin often sits within a much larger conversation. A conversation about movement, a conversation about capability, and ultimately a conversation about healthy aging. One of the realities of getting older is that our priorities often change. When we are younger, health is frequently associated with appearance. People focus on how they look, how much they weigh, or how they perform physically. As the years pass, many people begin to appreciate something different. The ability to move comfortably, the ability to remain independent, the ability to continue participating in the activities they enjoy, the ability to live life without unnecessary limitations. This shift is important because movement influences almost every aspect of quality of life. Movement allows us to exercise. Movement allows us to work. Movement allows us to travel. Movement allows us to play with children and grandchildren. Movement allows us to remain engaged with the people and experiences that matter most. In many ways, movement is freedom. That is one reason discussions around curcumin continue to attract attention, not because people are fascinated by a compound found in turmeric, but because people care about maintaining their ability to live actively and independently. This is where the conversation becomes much more meaningful, because health is not simply about living longer. For many people, it is about living better. The goal is not merely to add years to life, the goal is to add life to those years. And physical capability plays an important role in achieving that outcome. Another interesting aspect of curcumin is that it reminds us of the importance of looking beyond supplements themselves. Too often people search for a single solution, a single food, a single supplement, or a single strategy that will solve every problem, yet health rarely works that way. Health is usually built through a collection of habits repeated consistently over time. Movement, nutrition, sleep, stress management, recovery, hydration, and physical activity. Supplements may play a supporting role within that larger picture, but they are rarely the entire picture. Curcumin is a good example of this principle. It is not a substitute for movement. It is not a substitute for exercise. It is not a substitute for healthy eating. And it is not a substitute for good lifestyle habits. Instead, it exists within a broader conversation about maintaining physical capability and supporting long-term well-being. This perspective helps us move beyond the idea of supplements as magic solutions. Instead, we begin to see them as supporting characters within a much larger story. And that larger story is often about preserving the ability to do the things that matter most. When we think about healthy aging, we often focus on medical outcomes. But there is another perspective worth considering. Can you still walk comfortably? Can you still climb stairs? Can you still carry groceries? Can you still participate in the hobbies and activities that bring you joy? Can you still maintain the independence that allows you to live life on your own terms? These questions often become more important with time, and they all lead back to movement. This is why curcumin continues to attract attention, not simply because of what it is, but because of the conversation it represents. A conversation about mobility, recovery, capability, independence, and quality of life. Ultimately, understanding curcumin is not just about understanding a compound found in turmeric. It is about understanding one of the many factors involved in maintaining physical function throughout life, because movement is more than exercise. Movement is capability. Movement is independence, and for many people, Movement is one of the greatest foundations of healthy aging